Okay, y'all, I just had to try this Beer-Braised Cabbage. So I rinsed my cabbage off. Now I'm about to chop it up, show y'all how I chop it up. I take the big stems. I don't pull the leaves off. I cut the stalks off at the end because I want that in the middle because that's where really all the flavor and the nutrients at. The part that y'all be throwing away. If you know how to cook cabbage, you going to smother that part down. You ain't going to even see it in the cabbage. I roll my big leaves up, chop them up like that. I think they had about six of them, 6 or 7 of them. That's the dark green part. I got OCD, so of course I got to color coordinate. So, I just kept rolling it up. Then I took my big cabbage. Yeah, y'all see that. Anyway, next, I took the big cabbage. I cut that stalk off, cut the little thing out on the bottom. And I cut my cabbage like I cut my onion. Just like that. That's how I cut my onion. In that same direction. That's how I dice my cabbage. I'm about to dice the other half of the head. See, I put that leaf on top of that and just cut it like that. Put it in the pan. Boom. Now, see all them little pieces that didn't get cut, I just ripped that up. But y'all see how I color coordinate. I rinse my cabbage off. Of course, anything I cut, I have to rinse it. If I put a knife on it, I have to rinse it. There go my cabbage all nice and strained and clean. Look how pretty that green is. I'm talking about big, fresh. Y'all can believe I got that cabbage from Davis, baby, and it wasn't wilty. Well, anyway, here you go in the pan. Now, right here, I like to put it back in the pan because I like to season mine. There you go. I'm going to hit it up with a little garlic. I always put garlic first. Don't ask me why. That's just what I do, especially on my pork chops to pull the pork out. Then I go with the Tony's, you see, make everything taste better. Hit that up with that Tony's. Actually, I season my cabbage like I'm seasoning my chicken. I do not go light because I'm going to show you why. Old Bay. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I just use Old Bay for color because I don't be tasting nothing. Shit. Accent, wake up the food flavor. You already know. Got to cook that. That's not a secret. Everybody should know that. If you ain't use an accent, cayenne pepper, bow, pop that on there. You ain't use an accent. Let me tell you why I put so much parsley flakes on here. Because cabbage have a lot of gas in it. Parsley is good for digestion. So I put a lot of parsley on there so that shit could digest good. Because I ain't got time for indigestion to be running to Dr. Reddy and all that. I'm going to mix that up. Get the seasoning all over it. Look, you don't see no water at the bottom of that pan. You don't want no water because all they're going to do is pour all your good seasoning off your cabbage the same way with chicken. Mix that up, get my seasoning all over. Now, like I say, I'm only seasoning this cabbage one time. There's no need to go back and re-season it as if I was cooking gravy and rice where you season your water twice. I only season it one time. Remember, uno, in French, uno in Spanish, and one in English. Do you get it? One time. And one time on. Look how pretty. Oh my God. You could just eat it like that. Bam. My Trinity, of course. Nothing frozen. Always fresh. Chop that up. Bow. Get it down in my deep pot. Not too deep because my pot is small. And that is one head of cabbage. I ain't eat all that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't cut it small because the whole flavor when it's cut big. I had cut up my smoked sausage and my bacon. And that ain't no cheap smoked sausage, baby. That's Manda. And that ain't no cheap bacon, baby. That's John Morrell, something like that. I don't know. Anyway. So I add that to it. Add my meat to it. Because we're going to cook all that together. And then I just had to get me some red, yellow, and orange peppers. I don't know why. It's just pretty. So I went ahead on and I dropped that in there. Turned my fire up on high. Oh, I did add a little cooking oil because, bacon make its own grease, but I needed a little bit more. So I go on and let that sizzle. See, I added that because I had to season that too. I season everything. I season my seasoning. That makes sense. But really, I was seasoning the smoked sausages and the bacon. It already had salt in it. So I went ahead on and used that little Montreal steak seasoning. It make a difference. I just used it. That's what I wanted to use. So I get that simmering down. Look at that steam just popping out there. Lord have mercy. Now there go that pop. Y'all saw that Michelob? Boom. Drop a half a can of that Michelob in there. Now I'm about to add my cabbage. I'm not going to add all of it at one time because that's how I cook my cabbage. I let a little smother, just a little, not cook, but just a little, just so I can have some more room in my pot. You know what I'm saying? Cover that up. My mama told me use fall paper because it holds the steam better when you're doing cabbage. You know, that's after the first steam. Now I'm adding the rest of my cabbage. Whatever. Y'all understand what I'm saying. Now, boom, once I get that all mixed in, I got everything mixed in. The beer, the trinity, the meat, the bacon, everything. I'm going to seal it up, and guess what? I'm about to put that on go. Now, boom. This after I pulled it off, like 15 minutes later, and there we go. Beer-Braised Cabbage, baby. Them pork chops, them yams, and that cornbread. I let you koala. Oh, baby, that's that. Bitch, go to sleep. And guess what? Bitch, I'm about to go my ass to sleep.